Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Phyrexia All Will Be One action, and today we have our Phyrexian Vindicator Beatdown deck. I called it Fair Vindicator because we're not playing any sort of fight spell tricks that you might see with Phyrexian Obliterator, uh, and we're just playing Phyrexian Vindicator. Now, I think Phyrexian Vindicator is almost better than Phyrexian Obliterator because I feel like there's so many cards in white that just help to enable Vindicator. So let's get into the deck. I have some, maybe you would think is kind of weird card choices, but I feel like they really help work with, or like synergize with Phyrexian Vindicator. There will be a full deck tech at the end of the video, but the key parts of the deck, I would say, is Steel Seraph and Atraxa Skitterfang can give Phyrexian Vindicator vigilance, which is huge because one of the conundrums with Phyrexian Vindicator and Phyrexian Obliterator is you want to attack in because you want to put like lethal on board, right? But then your shield's down for the opponent swinging in because you want to be able to block. You want your creature to take damage. The best way of doing that is getting either the opponent to block or the opponent to attack into it. Well, if we give it vigilance, we get both of those opportunities. So that's why Steel Seraph and Traxxas Skitterfang are killer in this deck. And then I think there's some other things in white here, such as Skrelv, which can be instant speed protection, is huge. So that's basically kind of the cards that are enabling this. The rest of this is just kind of removal slash curving out. We have a little bit of life gain, a little bit of scrying, a little bit of getting lands so that we can actually curve out into Phyrexian Vindicator because it's kind of expensive. Let's not dally too long and let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay. Again, there will be a full deck list or deck tech at the end of the video. Uh, Also, if you enjoy this Phyrexia All Will Be One content, make sure to subscribe, leave a like. Greatly appreciate it. Helps me out a ton. And I plan to make a bunch more decks. I already have some brewed up that I've been testing. I think we're going to keep this. We have Skrelv on one, and then we can hold up Soul Partition. Soul Partition we chose as the removal for this deck because it's basically can target anything, and we can also use it as another protection spell. That's the second time that somebody's just conceded before I played anything today. You can see we've been on quite a win streak with this deck. And this is deck I've played strictly in ranked, I'm pretty sure, so this isn't even like normal queue, like people fooling around or anything. This deck means business. Alright, so yeah, we have Skrelv on one, which is just nice because I think Skrelv is just an amazing card in any deck that you can play white and you have important creatures because, well, you can just pay Phyrexian mana instead of actually having to pay anything, and then you can give your creature hexproof from a particular color. It also gains Toxic 1 uh, and unblockable, but unblockable from creatures that color. But that's less important. It's more about just being able to play a protection spell on turn 1 that will be able to protect your creature on turn 4. So we can kind of curve out without too many concerns. We have Era of Enlightenment. This is what I was talking about, like card selection. We already have 4 lands, so we don't really need any more lands. We're looking for something to give our Vindicator vigilance here. We could attack in here. I don't really see any reason not to. Maybe I'll regret it, but that's the one thing Skrelv cannot target itself. There's another target creature uh, you control. So you can't protect Skrelv, so Skrelv is weak to removal, but if the opponent's using removal on Skrelv, they're probably not using it on Vindicator, which is huge. Misery Shadow, now that is miserable. I will say that is pretty miserable. Okay, well, no attacks, entering. I think I might just Soul Partition it, just to give us some extra time. The question is, does our opponent want to hit Skrelv with removal? I mean, we could Soul Partition our Skrelv if we were really felt this. Also, another nice thing is this does turn into a 2/2 with First Strike, so it's not like a terrible body at the end of it. Opponent, I hate that Misery Shadow, you don't have to play black mana pay that black mana into its ability, so it's really strong in that regard. I feel like people probably don't give that card enough. Oh, they just okay. I thought they were gonna pump into it. I was like, well, Soul Partition. Alright, now we have Phyrexian Vindicator, and we have protection for it. Opponent does not have any counter spells in black. They definitely have an instant spell. Next to combat, we will not be doing anything here. And that's where it pays to read the cards. Protection from black, or hexproof from black. The question is, does our opponent have a second removal spell? They probably do, so we might be eating it a little bit here. Nope, they don't. Awesome. And then what we can do here is we can go ahead, get your Shield Druid out of my face. Out of here. Go ahead, draw for the turn. We draw into another Soul Partition, which is huge. We'll go ahead swinging with Phyrexian Vindicator, I think. We need to present some form of lethal. I think we're gonna hold up Soul Partition here, like double protection our Vindicator, because we don't have another one in hand. And this can also help us. Ooh, discard. Are they playing discard spells? A hard time believing that, but oh, it's just my turn. Cool. Alright, go ahead, play this. Get us looking at the top cards of our library, seeing curve out with anything. Double planes is not what we want. Next, combat. It would be kind of smart to hold up something, or hold up Vindicator to block here, but at the same time, we're not, our life total is not necessarily being pressured here, so if we can go ahead and just put their life total in pressure, I think that's the correct move. Question is, if they go for a removal spell on our Vindicator, do we immediately pay, well, I guess we should always just pay Phyrexian mana on Skrelv so that we can also hold up the Soul Partition. Misery's Shadow. That is quite the card. We'll give them that. Though double Misery Shadow does not feel near. Well, actually, multiple Misery Shadows allow you to pick the unblocked one and pump it, which is good for them. I don't know why they're not attacking him. This is not going to get any better. You should be attacking with Misery Shadow. I don't have anything to block it with. But oh, cancel. Accidentally clicked on. Since this one has a kicker, pops up 2 options. We do not have any black mana, so we're not going to bother with that side of it. You can see our health, life total also got bumped back up to 20 thanks to our Era of Enlightenment. Opponent just thin tight, I guess. If they get a flyer here, we can still just make it unblockable with Skrelv. Opponent potentially going for removal on Skrelv. In that case, we'll go ahead and just pay 2 life and target Phyrexian Vindicator with black. I don't think I probably should have done that on like Phyrexian Missionary, because they could have just double removal spelled there if they had another one in hand. So that was kind of silly. Discard a card. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think it matters at this point. We'll just discard that. I mean, there's some point to keeping the Ambition beforehand because it can get us a. We'll get rid of a Misery Shadow here, I think. But there's a point to keeping this Ambitious Farmhand because it searches up a plains and puts it into our hand, so we can discard with it. My turn. Opponent is dead. And then we get our Atraxa Skitterfang, which could have given it Vigilance, Lifelink, Death Touch. Well, let's go over what Atraxa Skitterfang can do. So, Atraxa Skitterfang enters the battlefield with 3 oil counters. At the beginning of your combat turn, you can remove an oil counter. So it's a choice whether or not you want to do this each turn. You only have like 3 charges of it. This card, honestly, it's like a almost budget but better version of Steel Seraph. And you can cram in it into any color. Like it's crazy if you ask me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just too hype on it. But you can give target creature you control flying, vigilance, lifelink. Those are all things that Steel Seraph gives, and then or death touch. So like you can give it an option as of any one of those. And it also has death touch to it. So it's honestly yeah, it's not a flying 3/3, so it's not Steel Seraph. But like I feel like it still enables enough stuff that it's a pretty crazy threat. And then it also has oil counters, which work well with like a lot of things. So I do like. I wonder if there is like a kind of artifact proliferate deck that you could play with it, like Atraxa Skitterfang and like Thrumming Bird type stuff. I don't know. Go ahead, keep his hand. Have multiple Era of Enlightenments to scry out. Ooh, mono red. So realistically, you'd think, ooh, Phyrexian Vindicator should be like amazing against mono red. Like it's just there's no contest because Phyrexian Vindicator can never get removed by mono red, and it can block anything that mono red does. The problem is mono red burns very fast, and then they can just send stuff to your face. Um, so that's why these Era of Enlightenments and these Phyrexian Missionaries are actually in this deck, is because they can help you actually get to the point where Phyrexian Vindicator is relevant. Because otherwise you're going to have too many problems. Alright, land. Because we can Annex Sentry something. No, no, no. Opponent here has a very nice... Oh wait, we have a land in hand. I might be dumb. Well, the second Annex Sentry would have been really nice, actually, in hindsight. That is bad for us. Alright, well that's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything is fine. So we get rid of this Reckless Stormseeker because it is the biggest threat, honestly, and then we can get this Era of Enlightenment flipped next turn. Now that is less than 3, or so they're gonna squeak in 4 damage here. We'll go ahead and block this. They have no extra damage because they're all tapped out, so we can keep our entry here. Alright, now we have 4 lands, so we don't really need anything more. We got Phyrexian Missionary because this gives life link, and it's a 2/3, so it's pretty decent body. Era of Enlightenment, get some scrying going, find our Vindicator, oh hell yeah. And then an Annex Sentry to finish it off, sounds pretty good to me. No attacks, why the hell would we attack? It's mono red, never attack until you're absolutely certain. Well, actually, that's a bit of a lie. If you don't have any life gain, or and they can just like burn you to the face potentially, there's a point of racing, but in this particular deck, racing is not the style. Phyrexian Missionary coming in big here, though. Unfortunately, they do not have enough to really buff creatures like they might want to swing in. Interesting tactic here, because what we just do is we can block this like this, or actually, sorry. We can sacrifice that and then block this one like that. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I'm losing my mind. We block this one like that. Or no, we block this one like that. We block this one with that. We take 4 damage? No. But I would like to get something off the board, so we block like this and this. Or like this. Oi oi. That took me way too long to figure out. Alright, Vindicator. Gain 2 life. Vindicator. That's gotta be game. Yup. They got this Mishra's Foundry though, which is potentially crazy if they okay, they don't have it. If they had a mechanized warfare, we were potentially in a bit of a pinch. Yeah. Opponent buffing up our Phoenix chick, or their Phoenix chick. Very interesting tactic. Okay, they're just gonna keep swinging in. I mean, I respect it. We don't have much better option here, I'm not gonna lie. We can go ahead, block here, block here, block here, and then, yeah, well, that's the most damage we can block. We'll gain 2 life from Phyrexian Missionary. Vindicator says, well, that's too sad. Pow. Annex Sentry. Huge pickup. What we do is we go like this, take that, and then honestly, I don't know if there's really any point in sacking here. Yeah, we're gonna have to end the game eventually, but ooh, Blast Zone. Okay, that's concerning. Now that is a little silly. Don't attack him like that. I did not expect the Blast Zone. I will readily admit that I didn't expect Blast Zone. Ambitious Farmhand should help thin the deck. It can also give us a life-linking creature that is 2 mana value. But we also have this Soul Partition. That only... Okay, we can activate the Coven on their turn if we want, or we can Soul Partition if they're gonna blast them the Vindicator or something. They could blow up our Annex Sentries, but I don't think that's big enough problem. Yeah, Annex Sentries and Hand of Enlightenments go, but go ahead, exile one of them, and I think that should be game. So that doesn't really matter. And this, Missionary. And then I think that's just lethal, no? They block a 3/3 and they take enough damage, yeah. That should be lethal. Vindicator, coming in clutch. We gain 3 life. Or actually, my bad. We gain 5 life because we also have another life linker. Crazy. Phyrexian Vindicator is obliterating standard. That's kind of funny, no? I like... When I saw this card previewed, I was so excited for it. Sure, it's not as cool, and like, yeah, there's like ways to combo with it in like other formats. I don't know if there's quite a way to combo it with it in standard. It's a cool card, and there's definitely like synergies you could play with it. But I think this is like fair Vindicator, but it's also just crazy good Vindicator. Like, this is what Phyrexian Obliterator wishes it could be. You know, Phyrexian Obliterator, you play it in mono black, or you try and play like the cheesy Golgari one, and it dies to removal. Uh, this one doesn't die to removal because you have Skrelv. I shouldn't have kept this hand. If we don't top deck into a land, we're almost certainly losing. Well, you don't have a blocker, so give them a little toxic. I wish this had unblockable, though it might be too good at that point. Opponent playing Azorius Reanimator? Are they? No. No, they're not. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna play Era of Enlightenment because we definitely need to hit our land drops here. Yeah. I'll take that. I like, what did they keep? Lands. I kept lands. Do we Annex Sentry here? Or do we just Era of Enlightenment? Opponent's holding up mana, like countering an Era of Enlightenment. The worst thing that they could like maybe play in a Phyrexian Missionary. I think Phyrexian Missionaries because it trades well with the Raffine. Uh, okay, what are they playing? I thought they might be playing Control, but I'm changing my mind here. No attacks. On turn. Now, we do not have a good response to a Portal to Phyrexia. That does kind of cream us, I'm not gonna lie. And we do not have Graveyard Hate. So this is... Though we do have enough creatures at this point that it doesn't matter. Opponent, do they have a counterspell? Yeah, I was like, they probably discounted theirs, or discarded theirs, no? This doesn't look like the deck that they're gonna run a ton of Make Disappears. Because they're a Reanimator deck, 100%. Question is, what are they reanimating? Oh. Okay, how does prevent damage work with Tyrannix Rex? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. We do not have any good responses to Tyrannix Rex. Well, we do have, so we probably should Era of Enlightenment next turn. Oh. Yeah. Prevent. Ooh. Portal Phyrexia is also scary. They can't double reanimate is a nice thing. Steel Seraph, we'll go ahead and play this instead. Gives our Phyrexian Vindicator vigilance. Vigilance. With his first strike, so we can actually attack into the Raffine's Informant. They didn't raid. Boom. Boom. This is where, yeah. Oh. Shucks. Yeah, we don't actually have a good response to that. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Wait. Does this work? No, I don't think it does. We'll give it a go. I don't think it works. Yeah. Worth a try. Crap. We play a Vindicator. I think we're done. I don't think there's actually a way of coming back from this. Losing to Reanimator. That's kind of shocking. Yeah, we're a little mid-range, and that sweeper kind of ruins the mid-range, and then they have like the late game secured with like Phyrexian Portal or Portals of Phyrexia and everything. So don't think there's much we can do here. Our opponent though is probably going to be working on a reanimation thing. Do we want to land or this first? We'll go for this first. I think their best bet would just technically to be like reanimate like a Tyrannix Rex. I don't know. I'm maybe a little too high on the Tyrannix Rex, but yeah, Portal. Saw that one coming. Yeah, how about you actually hardcast it, sir? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. This is a pretty good reanimator brew that they have, though, I feel like. Nope, they can actually just hardcast one. Alright, that's a good game. Good game. I don't think we can win from here. We'll try and play it out, though. We'll give it a whirl. Steal our Phyrexian Vindicator, or no, they get their Tyrannix Rex back. Yeah. Spooky. Do not know how this works. You would love to know how this interaction works. Oh, we'll not find out. I'd love to know how Vindicator works against Trample. Alright, well, we'll let our opponent win properly. This is kind of silly, but I think it's honestly worth it. We go ahead and steal one of their Power Stones. Because this way they can't cast that other portal very easily. Ah, it fizzles the trigger. That's cursed. We have protection against removal spell, not to sweepers and sack triggers. That is perhaps the downside. Discard a card. Is there anything actually worth reanimating here? I guess there is something. Don't really need another land here, do we? We'll get back Skrelv or Missionary. Doesn't really actually matter. GG. Have to resolve all their triggers. Maybe they play their last portal, or do they just come at us? Oh my god. That is pretty funny. The flying dino. Alright, the first loss in a while. Died to sweeper. That was the lose condition. I didn't expect that. And yeah, I guess sweepers would actually pretty cripple this deck. Because we don't have any of the protection spells that give indestructible, I don't think. I used to have like 2 Lorens in the first path or whatever. Loren's Escape or whatever the card is. So maybe you play a few more Loren's Escape instead of the Skrelv or like something. We'll play the Skrelv here because it makes our opponent have to target it with removal potentially. Or they don't. It's fine by me. We can't actually block with this. The Phyrexian Missionary might actually be worth keeping up. Yeah, we'll do that. We can't actually block with this, so we'll just go ahead and swing in. Annex Sentry here, pretty good counter to whatever they might play. Squee, that is a raging, annoying card. Anti-life, good. Opponent, we will toxic you down. Not really. I don't think that's actually the win con here, but it's kind of funny. Can't block with Skrelv. Doesn't matter too much. Though we could have kept it up if we really wanted the protection it could offer. Etching of Pramano. I think I will pass on saving. Alright, Annex Sentry. I have a blocker here finally, so we're just not going to do anything with the Skrelv. In turn. We also can use Skrelv as a protection if they want to burn out one of our cards. Okay, Lumiere Breaker, that's spooky. We get this Phyrexian Missionary down as a potential life gain source. Or Skitterfang. Skitterfang also acts as life gain. Could play this, like Link. Combat. I'm not gonna attack here. Could think about it, but honestly, let's try and focus on our defense. Our opponent choosing what to discard here. A Fable, just a singular Fable. The triple Fable. Oh, that's an interesting choice of card. We do have Eiganjo here enabled, funny enough. Do we go ahead and remove it? Here. This is kind of annoying. My turn. Alright, we'll go ahead and get Skitterfang. Skitterfang down in the board. I think I'll actually do this. What I'll do is I'll take this, give it lying, swing and get ourselves some life. End turn. Says hexproof. It doesn't say protection, unfortunately. Opponent probably wants to get rid of our Skitterfang here, which is kind of they've been hovering it. Ooh, that's a fun card. A Cemetery Gatekeeper. Oh, that's spooky. These top decks leave something to be desired, I will say. I think honestly, we're just gonna hold back everything. I think that's the grand plan here. Really would like to have drawn into an Annex Sentry to get rid of their reflections or something. But you know. I mean, we could give it vigilance and swing in, but they just block with the Sardinian Cliff Stomper. I think that's. I mean, that's a possibility. Or they could double block it, but if they double block it, they lose a creature. Yeah, we can make them lose a creature. So actually, we'll do this. We have this vigilance, I think. Go ahead, get in there, Phyrexian Missionary. Phyrexian Missionary from the Dominaria United, right? That's the name. Opponent just lets us get in there. It's nice of them. Not looking forward to this turn. Opponent opting to use the reflections here. What they should have done is probably waited until my end step, done a bunch of the reflections copying shenanigans, so they don't sack at my end step, and then they can keep a bunch of creatures that they can swing in for lethal next turn. It does not have menace or anything, so we can just go ahead and jump block. What is the correct jumper? Or do we just take it to face? They are a creatures deck. It doesn't seem like they have much hand burn. So maybe we just choose to take it to the face, but they can sacrifice this to discard their hand and draw cards. We definitely need to chump it. I think I keep the Era of Enlightenment here actually. Alright, well, these top decks are miserable. I know we have like 24 lands and everything, but like, sheesh. Puts the Ogre Helm on the flyer. Can't do anything about that. We get to draw cards. We are absolutely scrooged. You know what? I'm gonna take it to the face. It doesn't matter at this point. You've already lost. Oh, Blast Zone. I'm done. I'm so done with this game. What the heck? No. Well, yeah, let's do it. Let's give it vigilance. They don't have any non-red creatures, so you can just go ahead and give them 2 poison. Perhaps that's what we should have been doing all along. Though I was trying to play for the top deck instead of trying to go crazy with that board. I don't know why they're not swinging with more. What we can do is this here. No. No. I don't think there's a way out of this. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we just top deck like lands for 3 or 4 turns in a row. And that's not gonna win you many games in most decks, I would say. Ah, opponent. Pretty good deck that they have. Lots of ways to get more cards if they connected. And we just did not have a big enough blockers. Did not have big enough blockers. Alright, this is a good hand. Hopefully. You know, hopefully. Maybe we'll top deck 5 lands in a row this turn. For this game. It's possible. It's possible. Get things going. Our opponent probably playing Obliterator here, I would say. This is not exactly what we're thinking. Maybe we keep the Era of Enlightenment for like back-to-back Enlightenment. To hopefully like scry into what we want. Because we're gonna need Skrelv, I think, if we're playing into an Obliterator. Because they're playing Golgari, so that makes me think it's Obliterator. I mean, they could not be playing Obliterator, but I have my doubts. They haven't played anything so first for... Oh, no, maybe they're not playing Obliterator, and I'm just paranoid. Well, in that case, we can just crap on their Titania. Annex Sentry, bro. It's an uncommon, and it's basically the same effect as Brutal Cathar. This card is amazing. So good. Well, we did a lot of scrying, and we hit like 4 cards deeper because we scryed down. Like, still no luck. No dice. Yeah, let's keep looking, honestly. Soul Partition, that's nice, but come on. Where's my Vindicator? I mean, yeah, we could have been playing Steel Seraph here, and like maybe like there is argument to just playing the cards we have here instead of going for the Annex Sentry. That's strange. Ah, yeah, that will get the Annex Sentry. Skyfisher Spider. That is a nice card. Alright, well. Oh my goodness, they all have reach. No attacks. I thought I had 2 copies of Lauren's Escape, like the 1-mana protection spell, but I haven't seen it in the last like 5 games that I played. I'll have to check the deck list at the end of this. Maybe there are improvements to be made for this deck. Go ahead, just play another Phyrexian Missionary. Keep curving out. Flying. Yay, no attack. I can read your cards. They do have reach. I'm not gonna run it down. I need to get this as the 6-mana side. If I can. That way we have a chance of actually attacking in with something. Because I can just walk with Titania every day of the week. Ay, ay, ay. No Obliterator for us. Or Vindicator. There we go. There's Vindicator. Holy crap. No protection now. Do they have their... Ah! Ow! Oh my goodness. I felt so good about this deck when I was like playtesting it and like ranked you. And I guess I was playing against a bunch of idiots. This this gameplay has been terrible. Like actually horrendous. They have Arbok there, so like they could have eventually gotten Titania flipped, so I think that's the correct move to take Titania instead of the Skyfisher Spider. Oh my goodness. We just block. There we go. Alright. Finally. Playing something. Maybe it means something. Can't attack in. Submit vigilance. God damn it. How is their opponent like full grip? They keep playing non-stop cards. It's not even like they have netted cards with any of these particular ones. I guess we've just been playing multiple cards a turn some turns. I'm gonna freaking... I'm gonna ult F4. What the fuck is this? Geeks' command, Geeks' command. Triple Fable. Yeah, let me win. Hell no, is what Arena says. Opponent gets triple Fable. Ah, just get me the fuck out of here. That's not winnable. Holy crap. Man, it feels so bad to go on a lose streak after a win streak. Can I just like lose win like a normal person? It feels miserable. Alright, I'm gonna play another one until we win one, just so that I can feel better about this. And then we'll call it a video and go into the deck tech. Holy moly. Okay, this looks like a really good hand. I'm probably gonna eat my words when they just remove everything and play like Shieldred or something and win off of nothing. Mm. Holy moly. Okay, I think we have enough Era of Enlightenments, I'm not gonna lie. Don't have anything to protect with our Skrelv, nor can it block. There's lifelink, little bit of lifelink. Alright, do we top deck a Vindicator rather? That would be peak top deck. Probably not. Probably won't see another Vindicator before this video ends. Oi. Alright, what would be the correct play here? I think we play like Era of Enlightenment and a farmhand. Or a farmhand and then an Era of Enlightenment. If we play a Era of Enlightenment scry and then play a farmhand, we're just gonna ruin the scry. Opponent Junding it up, but they have a pretty aggro Jund. They didn't go for the swinging, which is strange if you ask me. But we'll go ahead and play farmhands. We have another creature on board. Search your library for Blazing Plains. That would be nice. Go ahead, check what is on the library. Another Skrelv. Don't really need that. We already have 5 lands. We'll go ahead and give the Skrelv flying. And then go blow up their Luca. Yeah, this is a bit more like the white mid-range I was hoping to showcase. Granted, their opponent's not curving out super well, are they? Opponent give Tovalor haste. That's kind of upsetting. I think what we want to do here is trade in with Tovolar, because Tovolar is just crazy good. In any werewolf deck, that will help them snowball the crap out of the game. Tons of card draw. Bushwhack kills their might. Sad. Alright, go ahead and play Era of Enlightenment, I think is what I want to do here. Skitterfang is cool and all, but we have a Steel Seraph here, so I think we're fine. Give this Vigilance and Lifelink with the power of 2 Steel Seraphs. Lifelink, Vigilance, swing, boom. Ah. Oh god. That card, I know it's probably like not that good, but like the ability to put any creature onto the battlefield is crazy, if you ask me. Do you have to play something this turn so they don't flip? Important thing to remember, do not let the opponent flip their cards. If they're playing werewolves, you gotta be extra careful with the amount of times of just kind of inted games. Kinda sad. Alright, what do we want to do here? We can give them both individually Vigilance, or we can give one Vigilance Lifelink. Or we can give them both Lifelink. I think I'll give them both Vigilance. Not really have any life total problems at the moment. I have a response to anything important that they could drop with Soul Partition. We are chilling. Outback Viper. Go ahead. Is it the Averbrook Caretaker? Allen Liberator. Did not see that one coming. We can Soul Partition one of our cards if they go for it. No. We will go ahead and foil that spell. I think this works like I hope. Yes, it doesn't become night. That's exactly what I want. Because it says it targets something, it then fails to oh wait, yeah, it becomes night. Huh. I guess I managed to fizzle the entire spell. I would have thought since it's like a separate, then I don't know how that whole like system works. When does like one ability on the card resolve and the other ability not resolve? Because like some cards will still go through, some won't. Alright, well, we didn't see Vindicator that game, but it was a win, so we'll call it there. Go through the deck tech. Sorry I sound so deflated. It just, man, it is like the worst feeling going on a loss streak after a win streak. I think this deck has a lot of answers to a lot of different cards. I do not actually have the Lauren's Escape. Hold on, I'll show you what card I'm talking about. Lauren's Escape, 1 mana, target creature or artifact gets hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. That card could potentially be useful in this deck because, well, sweepers. So that gives you a different kind of protection because Skrelv does not work against sweepers because it gives hexproof, it doesn't give protection. But yeah, so Skrelv is our protection on 1 mana, and then in terms of our other drops, just going up the curve, we have Ambitious Farmhand here, which helps us search for lands to help curve out. You can see how, like, with 24 lands where you can sometimes flood, but at the same time, it can be really hard to reach 4 mana. So things like Era of Enlightenment, which help us to also make sure that we hit our land drops. Restoration of Eiganjo also helps us hit our land drops. I don't think we hit this card once, and then the whole like reanimate thing wasn't that good because we reanimated Skrelv, but it was tapped. So maybe the move here is to get rid of Restoration and actually go for like Lauren's Escape, like more protection, because if things fall apart, it gets bad. I don't know. And then we have Phyrexian Missionary as our other 2-drop. This is a 3-drop actually. This helps us against those mono red decks. We saw it in action. Phyrexian Vindicator, yeah, it's so good against red removal, but also red is going to kill you before you play that card in most situations. So that's why it's important that we have some other ways to gain life with like Era of Enlightenment and Phyrexian Missionary. Removable choice was Soul Partition as well as Annex Sentry. Um, Soul Partition also can use it as protection spell, which is like one of the nice things, and it also targets everything. Um, and so that's the real reason we're playing in this deck. We don't really have enough room to play that much more like targeted removal. Maybe you could just like accept that Annex Sentry is your only other removal, and then go for like swap out 2 of these for like removal of enchantment or the destroy evil card, right? I could see that like destroy evil. I can't spell destroy. Okay, well this is that was a real good idea to search that now. Destroy evil, destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So those are creatures going to cause you a lot of problems, right? And then enchantments. So you can potentially swap out 2 of these for that or something like that. Maybe that would be more ideal. It doesn't hit artifacts though, so you could have problems there. But yeah. And then the other new card, another new card we have, or one of the new cards that we have besides Skrelv, is Annex Sentry. Helps us remove creatures. It's got that 4 toughness, really good against mono red. We saw that we'd play it, and then hardly ever people get actually a chance to remove it unless they're playing like black, which makes it a really good card for helping us curve out and stall the game. Atraxa Skitterfang acted as our step-in Steel Seraph. There's another new card here, giving the option to give vigilance, left touch, lifelink. We could see it in that mono red deck where we just top decked a bunch of lands. Even though we were top decking a bunch of lands, if we eventually like top decked into other cards, maybe we could have recovered that game. And we saw how Atraxa Skitterfang, the flexibility of it, really helped us to potentially like it helped us keep stalling the game, or it's just so much value. So I think it's a justified inclusion in this deck. I only have 2 copies of it though because we don't need like 8 Steel Seraphs, right? Granted, it's not Steel Seraph, but that's why that card is included. And then we have the Phyrexian Vindicator. And then we have all of our lands. I would say you could potentially make an argument for playing like Crystal Grotto, like 2 copies of it or something, but you're playing 4 white pips, so you probably don't want to screw around with non-white lands because it might hurt you more than it helps you. But Crystal Grotto is another potential like inclusion, though there is like the Phyrexian lands, right? Or the new lands from Rare. Oh, I want the lands. Alright, so we got all these lands, but the one that I'm thinking of is you could put Seed Core in here. Because it can help you to pay for Phyrexian spells. So this is Phyrexian, but that one doesn't require any particular mana pips. It does have some upside, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's that relevant. Yeah, so that would be my feedback or thoughts on the deck. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I know that we kind of went on a loss streak during this recording, but I feel like this deck is pretty strong. Definitely would be interested in hearing what you guys think. And that's going to be all for today, or for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like or subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever you're watching. Ciao.